Alright guys, so at the recording of this video, SDG Generation Eternal has been out for over a month at this point, so I just kind of want to do like a should you guys play this game, because I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical into hopping into this game because it is another gacha game at the end of the day, so a lot of people are definitely turned off by this. For those who have played the predecessor G-Gen games, you guys definitely have a different experience for sure, because those are games I believe you just buy them and then you just play whatever are in there. So that's the problem I have with a lot of these Gundam games nowadays, that you have to buy or some sort of nature where you buy and then they stop pumping out any updates. That happens for a lot of the other ones that are either gone or they're just kind of in stagnation. There's nothing going on. The latest one we got was Gundam Breaker 4, which you buy it and then I think that game hasn't even been out for a whole year, and they virtually stopped giving us any new units, new update, and that game is just kind of there. So the other one was I think it was another SD game. It was the SD Gundam Battle Alliance. It was good for like a good 3-4 months. They did release a lot of DLC, but after that it went kind of really with silence. They didn't give us anything. The last thing they gave us was the SD aerials, and that was kind of it. So my problem with a lot of these paid games, they don't give you any content after that. Unlike the mobile game, the gacha game, which this Eternal is, they do give you frequent updates. They give you a lot of game content. They give you a lot of events every other week. So there's always something to do. There's always something to keep you kind of just hopping back in dailies and all that fun stuff. I know gacha games, you guys don't like it a lot, but for this one I think it's good. So let's kind of talk about the good aspect of G Generation Eternal. The gameplay, the strategic gameplay for this game. I was honestly not expecting this game to be as free to play friendly as it is. As far as like a game content we have so far, like if you talk about the end game content, which is the Eternal Role, where you play by whatever series are out right now, from the original Gundam series all the way to like something like Witch Mercury, Gundam 00 and whatnot, like the normal, hard, and expert difficulty. The normals are just fine. You hop in with any units, you're kind of good to go. The hard difficulty, which is only constrained to like I think it's only 8 series so far, because there's not a lot of expanded unit from the other series. But even the hard difficulty, you can kind of get by without using any summonable unit. You essentially form a lot of these formable units, and you hop in, you strategically play around the different tiles, and you just want to be able to beat them. I never thought a gacha game could be as strategic as it is, and all you have to do is learn how to play correctly and you're good. Like no one have to tell you like, oh, go summon for like the newest unit and you're gonna be able to beat the event. You don't have to. You just have to spend the time, play the game, and form the unit, and you can beat it. And the expert difficulty, which is just leagues above all the other ones, people have been able to beat it with, you know, free to play team. You don't need to summon for them. Like summoning is more of a way for you to easily get by these events, but you don't have to. I was shocked. I was like, what? People were able to beat it with like free to play team, formable unit, like that's crazy. And I think that's the biggest part of this game. Like it's engaging to the fact that you play around with like different tactics. How to every placement is so crucial to like the final product of able to beat it, and this game does it all. So if you guys are someone that likes to play games that are more technical based, it's just not pay to win, I think this game definitely has the element. And this game is still fresh right now, and there's so many other content that they could be dropping. They are announcing they are going to be dropping a game mode called the Master League. Master League, in my opinion, is not the most free to play friendly, but that game mode is more a way for players to get more resources, like presumably diamonds and other resources that you will need to upgrade. And what do they call it? They are simply saying it's going to be a automated game mode. So people are calling it kind of like the PvP, but I don't think it is. It's just more like they call it the simulation, and that's simply it. There's not really like a pay to pay to win element in that. Obviously, they do have leagues that are within that event. There's different tiers that you can climb, but I don't think it's gonna make the biggest difference until we see it. I don't think I always talk about the cost benefit aspect. They are diamonds that you can potentially get if you are in like a higher tier, but let's say you're getting like 2,000 diamonds or up to 3,000 diamonds for being in the highest tier. But does it justify the fact that you have to use like, let's say 20k, 30k to summon for like the best unit to beat the event? I don't think so. So even though you're getting some diamonds for being in top tiers, but it shouldn't be affecting a whole lot of players. The only thing that's gonna affect the player base is like the resources that are used to upgrade the units. Those are definitely going to be the things that people care about the most. But the good aspect is just overall the gameplay is just kind of polished. I don't think there's anything I would say is wrong. If you talking about like some other miscellaneous like developing units, yeah, that's definitely gonna need like a quick quality update. But I think they are in the plans. They are already announcing at the end of the month they're gonna be doing kind of like a bit of an overhaul. So that's definitely in the plans. Like I feel like the quality update, they definitely have that. But the other aspect, which is going to be the gacha, obviously, that's going to be the cons. The gacha wise, it's going to be something that people don't like about this game, because I think a lot of people are looking at the pity points. You can't really roll over to like a new banner. So let's say you've done 5 consecutive summons, so which is multi summon, you do 10 X rolls. So you get tokens for every summon you do, even if you're doing singles. So let's say you get 50 medals and people are kind of complaining, well, they don't get roll over. And I think that's practically normal for a lot of these gacha games. None of them actually rolls over. They just kind of give you like a premium currency, which is, I think, what was it? I think it's just called the rare metal, something like that. And you can use it to buy different stuff, which is totally fine. I don't see that being a point of complaint, because a lot of different mobile game does that. Gacha game related. They done that. So I don't see that's like an argument point. And the next topic is kind of like the rate, which is horrendous in a way, which I think in some form or fashion is just about right. It's just more of like how good your luck is. Even you can spend like $200, $300 or $500, you may not even beat a player that hasn't spent any, because it's more of like an RNG. So the rate itself, I think, is kind of in line with a lot of these Bandai gacha games. So at that point, there's not much to complain. The other one, I think, is more of a bigger issue for now until we get more events or just some of the avenue to get diamonds. So diamonds, for whatever reasons in this game, is kind of non-existent. Like, if I have to compare it to like a different current Gundam gacha game, which is the Gundam Youth Engage, they done a better way of giving out diamonds to player base as far as like completing events. You get more. For G Generation Eternal, for whatever reason, they're really stingy about giving out diamonds. I don't know if it is a way to counteract the fact that they're trying to reiterate the fact that you don't need to summon for this game. Summoning is just more of a collection based stuff, I guess, because you technically don't need to summon to beat any content. That's the thing. So I don't know if they're trying to reiterate that via the diamond aspect of things, but that is the biggest point that people are complaining. The diamond drawbridge is just terrible. If you complete the whole game, you beat all the story events, missions, and you play the newest story, you play the newest event, there's not a whole lot of diamonds to farm. So if you're talking about trying to pity a unit which is essentially going to cost you 60k diamonds upward to 90k diamonds, it's practically going to take you like a year or 2 years to get through that. So this is the biggest issue that I feel like they should address, some just different avenues, whatever. Like, people are even talking about, well, just drop like a monthly subscription. Like, people are even into that. So I was like, yeah, this game overall is still good. From my experience, I have a lot of fun. It's just not the so-called boring gameplay where, yeah, summon for the newest unit, you're gonna beat the event, you see like flashy damage, you're good. this game takes it to the next level. You know, you gotta strategically play around the event. I was stuck for like the in-game content for like, you know, for like a whole week. I wasn't really sure how to get started because there's just so many possibilities to actually beat it, and that's the scary part. There's not really like a right or wrong answer. But if you guys have not play it yet, I do encourage you to at least give it a try. Don't take the summoning aspect too hard. The diamond aspect, don't take those too hard, because at the end of the day, this game is not meant for people to like, I guess, spend a lot of like, just don't spend in this game. Don't spend money into the game, and you guys are gonna be able to enjoy the gameplay fairly nice. So that's, I think for this game, that's gonna be the model for you guys. I guess in a way, because a lot of these things you guys can beat without spending, without summoning. So just ignore those. Those are just things to tempt you guys into rolling, but just don't do it. Yeah, give it a try, and you guys can definitely let me know how you guys feel about the game. But overall, after playing the game for like a whole month, I'm certain that you guys will like this game as well. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.